Kia ora koutou katoa. My name is Susie and this is my scene. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Susie scene with me, Susie. Today we have another art supply haul. This is what's all turned up in July, what I've bought, acquired, etc, etc. A lot of this is my birthday money treat to myself because it was my birthday at the end of June and I got a whole bunch of goodies for myself for my 28th birthday. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to use a lot of it because I got sick and have been in and out of hospital, so there you go. But I went shopping at Dick Blick, who are a British-based art supply shop. I'd seen a lot of other YouTube artists purchasing goods through Blick and thought I'd give them a go and just compare prices to some of the stuff we have here in New Zealand. So, yay, goodies! So, delving into this box. This is the box that all the Dick Blick materials came in and they were really good with shipping. It was quick and fast and whatnot. It was fantastic. And of course I have other things in here as well from my July haul. So I've just put it all in this box for nice, easy keepings. Okay, so the first things that I have here are my pan pastel goodies. I'm just going to put the box off to the side. So I got a sketch box for the month of June and it had pan pastels in it. And it had the two little colours in it and I was absolutely thrilled by them. These are the pearlescent colours. So I've got pearlescent orange, pearlescent violet, pearlescent red, pearlescent green, pearlescent blue, and the last one which is pearlescent yellow. And of course, because it was a container of 6, it also came with some sponges. Well, one sponge, one applicator, and 2 knife head covers. I also wanted to get a set of knives and a applicator as well. Instantly can see a little bit of shine coming through. That's really nice. And they're so fantastic to use. It really does just feel like foundation powder or something. Is the best way to describe it, is really comparing it to makeup with such a smooth, soft surface and everything. It is just gorgeous. And there we go, some nice pan pastel-y goodies. Might not show up on camera of the sparkles, but it's definitely sparkling. Next up from my box, I'm going to go. Another thing that I picked up from Dick Blick was some artist trading cards and some protective sleeves. And to test out some different materials, I went with the assorted pack. So I get to test those out, and to keep them nice and safe, I got the clear plastic sleeves as well. Just, you know, why not? They were cheap and cheerful. The only silly thing, well, that I think is silly, the pack of cards comes in a set of 12. These only come in a set of 5, which is kind of dumb, really. To have a 12 pack of cards and to have to get at least 2 packs of 5. You know, I still won't have enough, but hey. Something little to try out. What else came from my Dick Blick supply haul? So I had heard about Winsor & Newton buying out the Letraset Pro markers and releasing them under their name and also releasing brush markers. So I wanted to see what they were like. And it's the skin tone set. And I've been wanting a complete skin tone I've been wanting a complete skin tone set for quite some time because I just didn't have, most of the time I didn't have the darker colours for doing the darker tones, and I love doing mixed skin tones. So I've got Almond, Blush, Dusky Pink, Praline, Burnt Sienna, and Saddle Brown. And I really like brush markers, so the fact that Winsor & Newton came out with a brush marker, it's just sort of like, good on you guys, good on you. So you can see from my June art haul that the markers I was testing out yesterday have gone through, which was the Pixie markers. But that's okay, they haven't gone through too badly, and like they didn't bleed onto the other page, which is fine. They also have the traditional thick highlighter nib on the other end for doing those large areas, but I really just get a kick out of the brush markers. They go on a lot smoother, a lot easier to control, to get into those places that you want them to go. So yeah, I really like a brush marker. So that's the skin tones. Now I emailed Winsor & Newton quite some time ago, and they were very, very busy, and they didn't get back to me until about a week ago. And the kind people at Winsor & Newton who supply the New Zealand market, they actually were kind enough to send me a sample of Winsor & Newton pigment markers. So I've got Scarlet, Lemon Yellow, Magenta Red, a Phthalo Teal Light, and a Sap Green, and of course the fantastic new marker, which is a white blender. Winsor & Newton also sent me one of the special pigment marker pads A5. So we'll just shift this off to the side. So these are described as being very much painterly in texture, and I'll go into further depth in another video when I use them properly in an illustration, but they glide onto this very smooth, very lightweight paper. You can push the ink out with a finger like so. You can blend them into each other quite easily as well. The other thing I really like about these is you can actually add water once you've flipped it everywhere first. And it reacts and becomes very much like watercolour. You can push it around the page to where you need it to go, where you want it to go. You can mix it in with another colour, and you can cover a much larger surface area by adding water. They're vibrant, strong colours as well. They're absolutely fantastic. And they have this fantastic white blender, which you wouldn't think much of until you actually start using it. But it is very, very clever. You just go over here, start lightening that up, and then start pushing out the colour, and it's like, bam! I have a lighter shade of the colour I was just using. Boom! Of course, add some water again. Maybe not so much this time. And create a colour, desired colour that you want. I must say though, like a lot of artists have already said, this paper is extremely thin and flimsy and bugs the hell out of me. Which I think a lot of artists have also discovered themselves with these new pigment markers. The paper starts crinkling, even if you haven't added water to it, the markers just start to crinkle up the paper. Yeah, it's quite noticeable on the reverse side. And it just, when you've finished a whole page and the whole page is crinkling, it just looks so messy and so ugly. So I hope to see Winsor & Newton put out a stronger weight of paper. So that was the set that Winsor & Newton kindly sent me in the past week. Now, because I'd emailed them so long ago and hadn't heard anything from them, I decided I was going to test them out for myself anyway. And I actually purchased for myself through Dick Blick as part of my birthday supply haul a set of blues. So every set that you buy, so like these sets of 6, they all have a white blender in them. So I now have 2. So this set came with Phthalo Turquoise Light, Royal Blue Light, Phthalo Blue Light, Azure, Indigo, and again another white blender. There we go. So that really soaked up the blue that I put that through, which I think was the Azure. And of course you can add water to these, just like the other colours. Okay, moving on. What else? I'll try and zip through this next part because there's a bit of stuff. I've got some Princeton brushes. They are synthetic. Winsor & Newton, they sent me that pack of pigment markers. They also sent me some brush markers and a couple of pro markers. So they sent me this hot pink, which is a pro marker. So it's got the fat end and the nib end. They also sent me Ocean Teal, and this one is a brush marker, so it's got the brush marker end. And in a pro marker they sent me a black. So again, they sent me these long after I contacted them, by which point I'd already purchased my skin tones. Some other goodies, which I'm now throwing around. That was a Winsor & Newton brush marker that just fell on the floor. I bought a couple of Prismacolor Cola Race pencils from Dick Blick. I got a Sakura pigment pen from my Sketchbox grab box. Also in the grab box there was a, I believe this is a Pentel pen, black pen, ink pen. We squeeze it and it all comes down the ink well. I bought myself another brush marker in purple. The one that fell on the floor was an indigo blue. There was a La Plume watercolour pen in my Sketchbox grab box. Nice bright blue there. I got another Le Pen brush pen out of the Sketchbox grab box as well. There was also a Pitt artist pen in black from the same grab box. What else? There was the Molotow Graphics Art Masking Liquid Pump pen, pump marker. Alright, we'll let that dry. And the other thing that came in the Sketchbox grab box was one of the Signature range products, and it was a aqua brush. You can put other things in here, you don't have to just put water. So I'm actually going to try my acrylic ink. These are really nice. I like these. I need another one. Awesome. Okay, and what else? When I was doing my Dick Blick supply haul, I also got a couple of pads of paper. The first one being a pigment marker A4 pad, because I prefer to work at A4 than I do A5, and I already had an idea that I was going to need specific paper from what I'd seen from other YouTubers. So I got the A4 size pad. From my local shop, I got a Paint On Multi-Techniques pad of paper. It's 250 grams, so it's nice, thick, more like card than it is paper. Takes media really well. So it's something I was working on yesterday, and I used markers, ink, Sharpies, what else? There's a bit of watercolour in there as well, I think. So that takes it really well. It bleeds through, but it doesn't bleed through onto the opposite page. So that's a nice piece of pad to be using. And my other purchase from Dick Blick was a Strathmore 400 series marker paper pad, which I was testing some of my markers on yesterday, including the skin tones. That is a nice sturdy paper. Again, it does bleed through a little bit, and you do have to watch, because if you start putting too many layers on, it will bleed through onto the next page. But other than that, it's really nice to work with, really smooth, great for blending the markers. So, that is a very messy table. That was my July art supply haul. So there we go. I suppose lastly, before I go anywhere, I ought to rub this off, even though it hasn't quite dried yet. So you should really wait for that Molotov stuff to dry properly, but I'm impatient like that. And there we go. So that was my July art supply haul. Sorry if it's a bit on the long side, there was a lot of stuff here. If you've enjoyed it, like and subscribe this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye!